You're listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Perfect.
Oh, you already know what time it is. RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling. And you already know where I'm going with this. We got Raw, we got Backlash reviews. But before all that, you know what time it is. Check out my socials. Follow me. RJD10K on Instagram, RJ699 on Twitter, RJD199 on Snapchat. But most importantly, follow What the Wrestling on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. Follow What the Wrestling on Anchor and Spotify as well. Follow What the Wrestling because you missed me and I missed you too. We're gonna check out this different swag and see if the mic is ready to roll. But I'm ready to roll, so let's go. Yes, tis I, RJD here. Welcome to What's the Wrestling. As always, I am your host, RJD, and we are here to get into Backlash. We are here to get into Monday Night Raw. We got NXT tonight, even though NXT is like I don't know.
Stop it. Get some help.
NXT is not that good. But as you can see, no headphones today. I am working on the headphones because I'm not sure what is fucking up the mic. So if I continue to have mic issues, I'll have a new mic by the end of the week. If not, then it means, my headphones are fucking up. So we will find out what is what, as always, no problem. But before anything, hit the goddamn like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. As always, you have all the social media, so hit that like button. Let's not play these games. Rock out with your boy. Let's see what's up. Let's do it. Hope everybody is having themselves a good old time, because I am. We had ourselves a good Backlash, and I guess we'll get into Backlash now, and then we'll get into some of the news. But Backlash was a good show. I am not going to sit here and say that Backlash was a bad show, because it wasn't a bad show. It was a good show. Backlash was good. Surprised me because I didn't think it was going to be good, but it was good. So, with that being said, let's talk about it. Backlash started out with Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins for bragging rights. And what do you know? They had themselves a good old-fashioned back-and-forth match. Now, I was at SmackDown at the Nassau Coliseum. Shout out to us. But what I would say is they had a WrestleMania rematch as a dark match, and a lot of that that was in that match, I saw in this match with a couple of extra things. Now, they told a fantastic story because Cody is one of the best storytelling wrestlers in the business right now. But the end came when Cody missed a moonsault and Rollins hit the pedigree. It was a 2 count. Rollins then got the boot, kicked Cody in the face, uh, kept mimicking Dusty Rhodes with the, and I did see this part of the match in the SmackDown Dark event, but he kept mimicking Dusty Rhodes, with the jabs and the jabs. He went for the elbow. Cody escaped. They had a back and forth after that, and Rollins rolled up Cody by grabbing the tights, but Cody then rolled him up by grabbing the tights.
Nope.
And Cody got the pin.
Stupid.
So Seth Rollins was out there looking stupid because he lost, and he was like, "I can't believe it! Like I cheated, but then he cheated. He's not supposed to do that." So that was funny. Shout out to Seth. Shout out to Seth, but yeah, bro, you lost. This was a very, very good match, very hot opener. The crowd very, very much into Cody, which I loved. I love the fact that Cody and Seth had back-to-back matches. I think that was great. But Cody should be moving on from Seth. They should not go 3 for 3. They don't need a trifecta. But if you watch Monday Night Raw, you know that's where we're headed. So,
You stupid.
unfortunately, that's where they're headed. We had Bobby Lashley versus Omos. And I'm not even going to lie. This was Omos' best match. You had MVP out there, and that was great. The end came when Lashley was looking for the spear. Omos dodged it. MVP hit Lashley with the cane while the referee was distracted. Omos picked Lashley up for the double choke and won. This was actually, like I said, Omos' best match. Omos, he is a very large man, and he's large, but he's not athletic. But even so, him being in there with the right person, you see that he could actually do some things. It's not like he's a total stiff in there, but he's a big guy. He could do some things. He just needs to put it all together. Listen, we had the same talk about Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman at the end ended up putting on some very, very good matches. So I'm not giving up on Omos, and the fact that they have MVP with him, I think is even better. So I'm going to give this one time to breathe. I'm going to hope that Omos gets better because this match was better than it had any right to be. Whoever put together this match, fantastic. Next we had AJ Styles versus Edge. This was the story of the shoulder. This whole match was about Edge's shoulder. So AJ Styles' shoulder. Edge worked over the shoulder, worked over the soldier. You hear me? Worked over the soldier.
You stupid.
Worked over the shoulder, and this was very good as well. Styles got back to it, hit a German. Edge held on to the turnbuckle pad and tore off. Styles dodged the spear, and Edge went right into the exposed turnbuckle. Styles then got a 2 count. Edge slammed Styles, set up for the spear, but Styles countered it and hit Edge with the Styles Clash, which was dope because he had him on the ropes, and then he kind of just let him go, and then he kind of Styles Clashed him from there. That was cool. Damian Priest then came down, but he didn't cross the mat, so technically he wasn't at ringside, but nah, son.
Nope.
You was at ringside when you was banned, so fuck out of here with that. Finn Balor then came and attacked Damian Priest. Damian Priest gets in the ring, then gets out the ring. Him and Finn Balor fight each other. With the chaos going all around, Styles goes up to the top, and a masked figure pushes Styles off of the top rope. After that, Edge comes to, puts him in the crossface choke, John Moxley style, Bulldog style, and AJ Styles passes out. At the end of the match, it is revealed to be Rhea Ripley. This was very good. Why?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Because I had hoped that they would put Rhea Ripley with this group, because literally this group is tailor-made for Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley fits in this group like a glove. She's got that demeanor. She's got that brutish character. And that's like who she is without even trying to change her character or anything else. So they should have been did this. Good for her. Turn her heel. Let her get over and do some new things that way. She will be the perfect opponent for Bianca Belair later on this year. Awesome stuff. Hopefully they keep it up. Then we had Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey in an I Quit match. Holy hell. They beat the holy hell out of each other. Jesus Christ. I mean, between kendo sticks to the face and arm bars through chairs and them literally just beat the shit out of each other. That's what this was. So Rousey, the end came when Rousey tied up Flair in the tree of woe, hanging upside down, facing ringside. Rousey locked up a very deep arm bar. They asked Flair if she wanted to quit. She said no. Her arm was fully extended, so I'm sure that sucked for real. Both of them fell to the floor. Flair then beat up on Rousey a little bit, planted her with a natural selection against the chair in the ring. Flair looked in her. Flair put on the figure 8, but Rousey refused to quit, smashing a chair against Flair's head to get out of the move. Flair began to taunt Rousey. She put the chair up and she said, I thought I told you, and something that she said, Happy Mother's Day, biatch. And after that, Rousey got her, took advantage of her talking too much, put her in an arm bar through the steel chair, but didn't sink it in. She says, do you quit? She said, no, bitch, I don't. She said, I was hoping you'd say that, bitch. Like, this was a bitch fest. It was just like, bitch on top of bitch on top of bitch on top of bitch. Like, that's all this was a bunch of just all of them saying the whole match. But after that, she puts in the arm bar deep through the chair. Charlotte has to quit because her arm was going to break. And Ronda gets the win. So, like I said, a bunch of bitches in this match. Nothing but bitch, bitch, bitch all through this match. But this was good because after the fact, they noted on the Titantron that old school. Hear that? Titantron? That's like back in the day. They noted on the Titantron that Ronda Rousey had broken her arm. So, I mean, not Ronda Rousey. Charlotte Flair had broken her arm. Sorry.
You stupid.
And that ties into the story. So, presumably, she's leaving to go get married in real life. But storyline, she's got a broken arm. So, good for Ronda. Hopefully, Ronda makes moves. Then we have Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin. This was a match. Madcap Moss got the win. There's really nothing else that I could say here. This match was regular. Moving on. Bloodline versus Roman Reigns. Bloodline versus Drew McIntyre. Why I keep messing up?
You stupid.
Drew McIntyre and RK Bro. Randy Orton is over like October. Randy Orton, the people really liked. And even watching Monday Night Raw, they really liked them some Randy Orton. So when Randy Orton hit an RKO on Roman, when Roman went for a spear, I kind of was hoping that Randy would pin Roman and then they would have a fight. Randy would lose and then they could move on to Drew McIntyre for the summer. Plus they have the big stadium show overseas. So I was hoping that's what they would do, but that's not what they did. So that kind of sucks. They just had Randy Orton go get dumped on the outside. Riddle got dumped on the outside. Riddle came back in. Roman tagged himself in blindly and speared Mr. Riddle, and then the babyfaces lost. So my thing is, if you weren't gonna have nothing spectacular happen, why didn't you have this match go on last? I mean,
You stupid.
you could have put this match on first. You could have put Cody in the middle, and then you could have put the women's match on last because Ronda was gonna win, and it's a title change. But instead, you had this go on last with the title change happening right before it. The match placement was a little dumb. I'm not gonna lie. Even if you could have put Ronda and what's the name first, but being that RK Bro lost and they really didn't further no story here. I would have just had these guys go on first, or had them go in the middle of the show. Like, I know Roman wants to go first or last, but I wouldn't have ended the show with this. That's just me. Now, I did hear coming out of this that Fox does not want the titles to be unified, the tag team titles. Fox wants their own titles, and that's why they don't want to unify the tag team titles. Roman is on SmackDown, so even if he has both titles, he still has the SmackDown title anyway. So, my thing is, why are you listening to Fox?
You stupid.
Fox doesn't know anything about wrestling.
Get the fuck out of here!
Fox paid $1 billion for this product. So put on the best possible product you could put on. Who gives a shit if they got titles or not? They don't need a title. You could just have whoever has the tag team titles wrestle for or show up on both shows. These guys are traveling so much anyway, just have them show up for both shows. That way the titles are still on Fox and they're on Raw. Like, what is the problem? Like, people don't think about this. Why is Fox shooting this down? So whatever's going on, Fox basically said, nah, son, you're keeping our titles right there. And WWE has obliged them. But I wouldn't oblige shit. That's just me. It's like, we got to have a conversation. The product is suffering because it's not the way it should be. Fox should keep us. Yes, Fox paid a lot of money for the product, but let the product be as good as it can be. You need to unify the titles and just have the US and IC title separate, but the tag team division is very limited. The women's division is very limited. So unify the men's, women's, and tag team titles and just have people on both shows. You used to do it back in the day all the time, Attitude Era type shit. So they can't say they never done it, because that's bullshit. They used to do this all the time. Why is it now they don't know what they're doing? I don't understand. So they definitely need to unify those titles. I don't think they ever will, but if it was up to me, I'd have them joints unified immediately. But and speaking of Roman Reigns, so Roman Reigns might be leaving WWE soon, not in that capacity, but he may or may not be shooting a movie. Roman Reigns got a lot of attention last week when he was at a live event, and he told fans that he might not be around much after this. Now we are starting to get a better idea of what he meant by that. So let's transition. So this is during Wrestling Observer Radio. Dave Meltzer mentioned that Roman Reigns has been pulled from all WWE events for a good chunk of the time in the summer. So for July and August, he's been pulled from all of those events, but he's still advertised for the pay-per-view. But I don't think he's going to even do that. But what are they going to do? Have him drop the title? So this is a very strange situation that they have. I don't know what they're going to do. But this is what he said. I'm trying to get, Dave Meltzer said, I'm trying to get more information on this, but he was removed from all shows. His last show is June 19th until after Labor Day. I don't know what the situation is, but he is scheduled for the 2 pay-per-view shows. I don't know what that is, whether he's doing a movie, but it is. Obviously, we already know his schedule going forward after June is going to be cut back anyway. But there will be a period where he won't even be on television because he's been removed from all the advertisement. Now, when Roman was in Fast 8, I think, or 9, whichever fast. I think Fast 8. A lot of people speculated that he's going to get a lot of movie offers because, you know, Rock's cousin, good-looking guy, jacked. Maybe he could be the next action hero. I'm sure Roman can act. You know, he probably can. Listen, I will not. All these wrestlers do is improv and acting, and it's all part of who they have to be to perform. Dean Ambrose did a good job in that movie back in the day. I forget, in the WWE movie, I forgot which one he did. The Miz, he does a good job when he's acting. Believe it or not, Sasha Banks, she did a great job on The Mandalorian. Batista is killing it. Batista's funny. He could do comedy. Batista could do shoot 'em up, bang bang movies. He could do action stuff. We all know how funny he is in Guardians of the Galaxy. So we all know about John Cena and what he did in Peacemaker. He's funny. He's good. Like, these WWE cats got talent. Like, a lot of these guys can act if they really put their mind to it. And we all know what The Rock is doing worldwide. So I have faith. I think if that's it, and he's not just taking time off to take time off, and he's going to shoot a movie or something, I think that's awesome. I think that's what he should do. He's a big star. He's the biggest star in WWE. Go leverage that to go do some other things and, you know, dominate other pastures. We'll have to see how good he is, but why not? WWE has a problem, though, because if this guy leaves anytime soon, whether he leaves for acting for good or whether he leaves after his contract is up or whenever Roman leaves, they got a problem. Because outside of Cody and maybe Drew, they ain't got nobody on that roster ready for that spot. That big-time babyface spot. Yes, Roman is a heel, I know. Leave me alone. But they don't have anybody ready. And Cody just got there. So skyrocketing him to the title, probably not a good idea. I don't know what they're going to do. But if, you know, when Roman decides he wants to hang him up, they're gonna have a big problem on their hands. They're gonna have to figure that out, and they're gonna have to figure that out soon, because that's not gonna fly. That is not gonna fly. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. I'm just gonna talk about what happened, and then we could roll down everything else. So we had ourselves a I'm not gonna go in order. I'm gonna bounce around. So we had a United States Championship match: Cody Rhodes versus Austin Theory. This was actually setting up to be a very good match. The problem is, why did they book him to have a title match so soon? He didn't have to have a title match so soon. Cody appeared like he was about to win, going for the crossroads, when in ran Seth Rollins.
You activated my trap card. Get the fuck out of here!
Stop it. Get some help.
Very, very lame finish to a very good match that was setting up to be even better. So we are going to get Seth Rollins again versus Cody Rhodes. I love these two. I don't want to see this match a third time. Why? For what? I do not want to see this match for a third time. But we're going to get this match again at Hell in a Cell. Unfortunately. And it sucked. Because we shouldn't have to see this shit again. We just shouldn't. So Cody wins via DQ. Cody then beat the hell out of him on... Seth Rollins beat the hell out of him. And just started screaming. He got mad. Beat his head against the table. Theory keeps his title. And he hit Rhodes with the stomp on the commentary table. And Rollins repeatedly screams at Rhodes, never take anything from him ever again. So, never take anything from me, blah, 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 fucking blah. This was a very good Monday Night Raw. until after hour 2. Let me say that again. This was a good Monday Night Raw until the third hour. The third hour of this show fell off a fucking cliff. It was not that good. Between the lame end of the show and some other things that happened with the Tamina and all of that crap storyline, this show at the end, Asuka and the EST, the end of the last hour of this show wasn't good, but the first 2 hours of this show were great. That was good television, I must admit. So, that was Seth Rollins coming in to screw over Cody. The show opened with the Raw Tag Team Champions, RK Bro. They came out and cut a promo. The Street Profits then came and said, listen, y'all got to fight us for the tag team titles. And we had ourselves a very, very good tag team title match. Good TV match. There was a huge frog splash to Riddle after Riddle had inadvertently hit Randy Orton with his floating bro to the outside. But Mr. Montez Ford went up for a second frog splash, but he got caught in midair with a midair RKO off the frog splash that legit had me jump off my seat when I was watching it. There's only been 3 of those RKOs where I legit screamed, oh shit. 1, Evan Bourne. 2, when he hit the one at WrestleMania on Seth Rollins. And this one was the third one. Maybe because I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I should have been expecting it. As much wrestling as I watch, I was like, I should have known that was coming. But Randy Orton sitting there smiling like, oh, I see you. Randy Orton was sitting there like, yo, Riddle, I see you, bro. I like that RKO, bro. That was classic. That was classic. So, shout out to Riddle for hitting that RKO. It was fantastic. So they kept their titles, obviously. Rhea Ripley beat Liv Morgan after the Justice Society, the Judgment Society. Judgment Day. I'm thinking about the Jericho Society and Judgment Day.
You stupid.
The Judgment Day came out. Rhea cut a promo. Edge cut the Cheap Heat promo. Rhea cut a promo saying it was they're reselling her stuff on Twitter, so she left and made a decision to go with Edge. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Rhea Ripley beat Liv Morgan really quick with the Prism. I believe it's still called the Prism. The match came after, like I said, Edge and Damian Priest cut a promo explaining why they joined the group. Right after that match, Finn Balor came out, and so did AJ Styles. So Finn Balor and Damian Priest had themselves a match. Edge interfered, and Edge cut his hair too. But Edge came out and interfered in this match, causing a DQ by the refs. So Finn Balor got the win over Damian Priest, but Edge and them beat the hell out of Finn Balor and AJ Styles because AJ didn't want to hit Rhea Ripley, so he got struck from behind, and this allowed Edge to spear. They basically hit AJ Styles with a high-low instead of a slam. It was like a spear leg drop high-low, basically. That was cool. Bobby Lashley crashed the MVP lounge. Him and Omos went at it. Cedric Alexander was out there trying to celebrate with Omos, but after he beat Lashley, but it backfired, and Bobby Lashley basically laid everybody out and challenged Omos again to another fight. Cool. We had the return of Alexa Bliss. Sonya Deville came out there. She was popping some shit, and Adam Pearce came out and said, you have been stripped of your duties. You are no longer an executive in this company, but you are still a superstar, and your next opponent is Alexa Bliss came back. So shout out to her. The fans were happy to see her. They chanted, welcome back, welcome back. And she hit a DDT, a Twisted Bliss, and beat Sonya Deville real quick, who sat there and cried on the outside. And because she's no longer a WWE official. I am happy to see Alexa Bliss back, but she still has that fucking doll. She needs to get rid of that shit. But happy to see Alexa Bliss back. She just got married. Shout out to her. Congrats to her. Glad she's back. Hopefully they have something for her to do, which doesn't include being possessed with a demonic doll. And hopefully they drop that shit all together. She came out to her regular theme music. That's a good sign. But we all know WWE. We see what they'll do. We had Kevin Owens and Alpha Academy. They came out and attacked Ezekiel. Kevin Owens came out with the gray wig and said he was Ken Owens. His older brother, Ezekiel, trying to get Ezekiel to admit that he was Elias. After Elias attacked, Alpha Academy ran in to help Kevin Owens. He hit a stunner and he stood tall. Veer Mahan beat Frank Lowman. I'm Lowman.
Get the fuck out of here!
He basically squashed him with a cervical clutch. So he's still clutching cervixes out here, huh? Cool. Sasha Banks and Naomi beat Doudrop and Nikki ASH. Naomi hit Nikki ASH with the face buster and got the win. After the match, Doudrop looked at Nikki ASH and was like, yo, get right, yo. You need to get serious. And I thought she was going to attack her, but she didn't. I like the fact that they put Doudrop with Nikki Ash, but this should go into a storyline where Nikki Ash gets rid of the superhero bullshit and she becomes maybe the crazy Nikki Ash or Nikki Cross again, or she becomes Nikki Cross as just the regular Nikki Cross and she gets serious. And then they could actually be the heel team that beats Sasha and Naomi in a couple of months. So I think that's what the story should go. I don't know if it's going there, but we'll see. Because this superhero character has run its course. Ciampa beat Mustafa Ali because The Miz was the special guest referee. Ali had the match won, but The Miz counted slow. 1, 2, and Ciampa kicked out. Ciampa then hit a reverse DDT soon after and got the win. 1, 2, 3, real quick, very fast count. Cool. Glad to see Ciampa on TV, but he's an afterthought in this Mustafa Ali Miz story. I don't like that. But good to see Mustafa Ali on TV. And just they're using these people. I'll take it for now. They're using them. They're not sitting in catering. I'll take it. Then we have Bianca Belair and Asuka. Bianca Belair gets the win via DQ because Becky Lynch interfered in the match. Becky Lynch pulled out the EST and she was out there on commentary. She then began attacking Bianca Belair during the match before attacking Asuka and hitting her with the rock bottom. And this is the third match of the night. This was the main event as well. But this is the third match of the night that ended in a DQ. Basuda.
Nope.
Wasn't feeling that at all. But you know what? Like I said, this show was good until 10 o'clock. After 10 o'clock, this show fell off a cliff fast. It sucks, but it's the truth. So what I think is Backlash was good. Monday Night Raw was kind of good. They're trying. And SmackDown, we'll see how good SmackDown is. But they need to start getting some stories back on track, progressing some stories. And they need to start fixing some things. A little tweak here, a little tweak there. And Raw will actually be a good show. Alexa Bliss is back. And I'm happy about that. So, listen. I don't know if they're gonna get right, but I reserve the right. I reserve the right to withhold judgment until further notice. So we'll see. Cause I have hope, man. I have hope for Monday Night Raw. I really do. Cause they've been better and they have a little bit more talent than SmackDown. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, that is, and I think I just popped again. So we're going to see what's up with this mic. But other than that, that is your Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash, and Monday Night Raw reviews. We got NXT tonight. We'll be reviewing it tomorrow. So we will see what happens. But with that being said, I'm out of here. Everybody be safe. Check out my socials. Don't forget to hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. What the Wrestling. As always, I am out. Peace.